Hey guys, JMeyels here, and with the likes of ALGS just around the corner in a couple of days, some sick stuff we're seeing over on the scrims. Along with that, an Apex Legends developer attacked brutally on Twitter by a group of Apex fans for doing what they considered the unforgivable. Some updated drama when it comes to Draynilla, and unfortunately what seems to be somewhat sort of a semi-official strike that will be taking place next month. All of that and much more in today's video, so make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below for a chance to win that 10,000 Apex coin giveaway. The finalists from last video in the comments section below. So firstly, before we dive into anything, I want to remind you guys of this video I made about 5 months ago, and that was basically saying I'm done with this stuff going on in Apex. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because I know shortly there will be people in the comments starting to say, bro, you're talking about the same topic over and over and over. It just always seems to be negative, blah, 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 blah. Well, I just want to let you know this is a news channel that has some personality in it, not a personality channel that talks about news. So I'm telling you what is going on in the community, and I'm telling you currently there's really nothing else newsworthy out there other than this big topic of the strike coming. So I know we keep talking about players are upset, fans are annoyed, they're talking about going on strike, and I'm giving you the latest updates on that because really that's the biggest thing going on in the community right now. If there was a war that currently broke out, you would not expect the news anchors to make one little segment on it one day and then move on and act like nothing happened. They're going to keep revisiting the topic because it's actually, you know, pretty big. Just want to throw that out there before we jump into it, because I know their comments will come soon saying, you know, all you do is talking about the negative stuff, all you do is hate on the game, and honestly I want this game to succeed more than anything. I do love when they make good progress. I'm just trying to keep you guys updated on the situations that we're currently in. So first off, with ALGS and likes of just being around the corner in a couple of days, looks like obviously the fan favorites TSM looking to make a move. They're doing very good in scrimmages apparently. Imperial How even posted this saying, safe to say we're ready for Raleigh. This is a hashtag TSM win with an amazing points going on, and they seem to be absolutely crushing it. Another team doing good, looking to maybe make an upset against the fan favorites, is Team Optic. Now Optic had this clutch that actually TSM posted over on their Twitch page from watching this, but Optic had an amazing clutch. I want to show this on screen because I'm really interested to see how these rosters actually pan out at the World Championship in just a couple of days. I thought this clutch was rather remarkable and probably going to be insane to see stuff like this over at the World Championship in a couple of days. Take a look at this clip.
We definitely played that correctly. They just entered us.
Yeah. If I had a...
Oh my god, Skittle, you maniac!
Skittles is running down.
Do we win now? Nah, no way. Oh my god, they win this. What happened to the team that walked out?
Interesting stuff to say the least. Can't wait to see these big teams like Cloud9, TSM, Optic Gaming all go against each other at once. Another group of people going against each other as always, the community members and the developers. Some fans attacking some Apex Legends developers over on Twitter. I thought this was some sick stuff. As always, we see this stuff and I think a lot of it doesn't ever make sense. Of course, it's okay to express your opinion to the devs. It's okay to say this needs to be fixed, that needs to be fixed, and to constantly be pushing that narrative and being persistent and annoying with your agenda if it is for the greater good. But there's got to be a line to draw at some point, and I thought this was actually pretty entertaining. A conversation that Lobo Tommy brought to the scene and said, and y'all wonder why the devs have stopped communicating with us. We also revisited this as well a couple of days ago in the Reddit thread about why these devs, you know, stopped communicating with us, basically saying in the end of the day it's just better for us to not respond at all than to respond and get so many hate comments and so many people, you know, degrading us. And that's exactly what happened right here. Josh Medina replying to the Draynilla situation saying, do people know that they can block you if you aren't for them? Keep your head up, Dre. And then so many people proceeded to comment here. This was one guy saying, maybe do your job and stay off social media. Okay, thanks. Another person also saying, you know, just this is absolutely wild. Another person saying, you know, Lobo's bracelet is still broken, servers are crashing, there's a to-do list that you need to get back to, focus on that, Mr. Loki. And then another person saying this is why Apex is going downhill fast. Now I totally understand, obviously Apex is not in the best situation right now. They got a lot to work on, they got a lot to fix, and obviously there's some things that I think, you know, we should say, hey, you know, devs, maybe you shouldn't be doing this, maybe you should be going fixing these bugs. But at the end of the day, these guys are real people, these guys have lives outside of this game. What you got to remember though is that these individual developers, you know, don't really care that much about Apex. Like obviously they love the game, but this is just a job for them. They'll get up and move to another game in a heartbeat. Doesn't really matter to them at all. They're just showing up, clocking in, doing their to-do list tasks that they're told by their company, and they're just workers. That's all they are. So they obviously have lives outside of this. Now, it's one thing if EA or like the CEO of Respawn or something is going out and doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing whenever they got a bigger task ahead of them, because the game of Apex Legends is their little baby, quite frankly. But all these individual developers, man, they're just showing up to a job, they're clocking in, they're doing the work that they're told to do, and then they're moving on with their lives. I mean, if you worked at Walmart and got slam packed with stuff that day and you had to reschedule someone's grocery pickup delivery for another day, and then you go home and get off of your shift, and then you go and start tweeting things on Twitter, posting things on Instagram, you know, people would be wrong to come and bash you for doing that and, you know, enjoying your normal life outside of your job whenever you have stuff to do on your to-do list and that you're running behind on. I mean, come on. Don't get me wrong. At the end of the day, I still think the developers are taking way too long, and something is wrong here, because, you know, this should not be taking this long to fix all of these game-breaking bugs that are in the game. And I also think that the devs are doing a horrific job at speaking to the community and the communication that we used to have with the developers. Unfortunately, like I said, we kind of know why they stopped. So I'm not saying the devs' performance are exactly where I want them to be. I'm just saying, like, when people come to the line at Walmart and they start complaining about the prices that are there, and you're just like, who cares? I just work here. I don't really, you know, love the company either. I'm just trying to get a paycheck. I couldn't imagine Walmart customers banging down your door to come back to work and fix the prices. Instead of just your employees, you should go more towards the store owner or maybe even the manager or something, but just regular employees. So obviously there's people at Respawn you should probably approach if stuff like this is happening. Okay, not the best illustration. You get what I'm trying to say. This stuff only happens in Apex because there's millions of people playing every day, and this stuff happens to developers because of how large scale that it is. Now, you may be saying, why are they attacking him to begin with? What's going on with this Draynilla situation? Well, the long story short, too long didn't read, is the fact that people are accusing Dre for LGBTQ baiting and by acting sus, and saying that he's using that in order to gain like support or traction or viewership. So there was this big thread at a group of people that basically were calling him out for doing that. And then there was also, you know, when he made a response, there's a lot of big content creators, a lot of big streamers, a lot of, you know, fans, and even Apex Legends developers in support of him. Now, I'll leave it up to you to decide whether or not acting sus is LGBTQ baiting. But if you've spent any time on a high school baseball field with the boys, you know that acting sus is a pretty normal part of life and a very normal part of a personality. Now, as one person here is saying, you know, I even get what you're saying about acting sus. I do that with a friend of mine as well, and it totally makes sense. However, you know, you shouldn't be doing that on a public platform. So as far as just acting sus in general, that's probably been around since the start of time, honestly, with just two guys get together, or maybe even two girls get together, and they're just best buds, they're just goofing off. So that's just something that has just been around. I mean, that's solid friendship right there, just goofing off like that. But as far as like going on a public platform and doing that, I'm not really sure if I even have an opinion on that quite yet, because I'm not really sure exactly the effect that it has. I mean, at face value on the surface, it just looks like, you know, good solid friendships and just hanging out and being goofy. So I'll be reading some comments on this, see what you guys have to say. The problem with these accusations is you always have to be able to prove their intentions. At face value, I don't see how you can see anything other than just a goofy guy who likes to act goofy and act sus in Draynilla. When it comes to opinions to which their own, everybody please do make your own judgments. An interesting open conversation nonetheless down in the comment section below. Also, I wanted to make mention a brand new strike in Apex. Yes, I know there's 2 strikes going on. So apparently people are quitting Apex in August. You know, there's no Apex August going on, and I have my own issues with that, which I'll explain in just a couple of minutes. Also, this seems to be a brand new strike. So first off, I want to make mention of the Apex August. Everybody's saying don't play the game in August. Unfortunately, the only problem I have with that is by the time August comes around, I got an inkling that there will probably be some sort of fixes with a lot of these bugs, and the game might be a little bit more playable, and the strike honestly could probably get canceled. And if it doesn't get canceled, people at that point may be honestly asking themselves, you know, what are we striking for to begin with? You know, it's kind of over, it's fixed now, so why do I want to strike an issue that has already been fixed? I think if they were going to follow through with this, they probably should have done it a little sooner, in my opinion. But there's also a brand new strike going on, but I actually like this strike, and I don't think cross progression is really that big of a deal to a lot of people. I don't think a lot of people really care about it that much. There's a group of people that seems to really care about it very strongly. However, I just want to point out that I really like the way that this group is going about doing their strike. That is coming from Apex Legends Needs Cross Progression, an update Apex account that has been around for quite some time. They said, look, they made a tweet. The time has come to go on the offensive. Every play Apex tweet or every respawn tweet that we see will be our target. Our goal is simple: spam hashtag Apex cross progression under it as many times as you can muster. However, this is what they said that I thought was really good. Do not insult the devs, for this only weakens our message, and we'll start this on Monday, which obviously is today. So that strike starts today. Let me know if you guys plan to be a part of it. I'll see you all in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. It's Barbie Night. Only positivity. I haven't said that in a while. Why have I missed that? I just totally forgot about it. I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Later, Gators.